Good morning, everybody, and happy September 1st. Actually, I'm recording this days before, but I'm going to release this part of the collection video on September 1st, kicking off 2 months worth of Halloween, October, Halloween countdown videos, whatever you want to call it, because I'm going to be doing a lot for the month of September and October leading up to Halloween. All sorts of videos, collection videos showing you posters, my Halloween collection, whatever it may be. It's going to be a lot, and I'm excited for that. So this is going to be the kickoff, and it is going to be my horror movie / thriller collection overview. All the 4Ks and Blu-rays I have on these shelves. I have steelbooks as well, but they're going to be in a separate video. So they're going to be in, October or September. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. And I got my pumpkin spice coffee and my Halloween mug there. And we're going to get started. So I'll be back in just a second. And you'll see in just a moment. Alright, everybody. I had to put my coffee down. But anyway, you're going to know that it is bright outside. So the lighting's probably not going to be the best. I'm going to try to fix that. However, I am going to show off every movie in my collection that is a horror movie or thriller in this collection video. So 4Ks and Blu-rays. So let's get started. We're going with box sets first. And I have these separated by boutiques at the top. So starting, we have the Amityville horror movie, or the Amityville horror trilogy. So Amityville horror, Amityville 2, and Amityville 3. We have the Critters collection, Creepshow, Elvira's Haunted Hills. I love these box sets. So these, hard case sets that they were doing. The Friday the 13th collection, the Fly collection, the Omen collection, the Poison Ivy collection, the Wreck collection, the Ring collection. So that's Scream Factory there. Going into Arrow, we have American Werewolf in London, Children of the Corn trilogy, the Hellraiser Scarlet box set with 1, 2, and 3, the original Hills of Eyes, the sequel to the original Hills of Eyes Part 2, the House box set with House 1, 2, 3, and 4, The Last House on the Left, and Phantom of the Mall. Going over here, we have the Psycho collection. So this is the UK box set with 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now going into my Vinegar Syndrome, box sets and limited editions. We have the Amityville later movies. I can't remember what they call this set, but it comes with 4, The Evil Escapes, 92, A New Generation, and Dollhouse. And we have The Keep. We have The Keep, Ticks. Jumping into some second sites, we have the limited edition Dawn of the Dead set, The Guest, Session 9, When a Stranger Calls. You're next. You're going to hear my cat right now. Say hello. Hello, Winnie. 3 from Hell. These are now just standard box sets. I have some DVD stuff in here as well. 3 from Hell. This is the Walmart exclusive with the t-shirt. We have the Alien quadrilogy on DVD as well as on Blu-ray. The Alien vs. Predator 2-pack. The Blair Witch Experience box set. This was when Artisan was around, with Blair Witch 1 and 2 on DVD. And then the Imprint. Then we have the Chucky collection. This is the 2012 box set that came out with Curse of Chucky when it was coming out. It's signed by a couple people in there. The Anchor Bay 3-disc DVD set of Dawn of the Dead. We have Fear Street, the trilogy movies. Evil Dead Trilogy, this is a UK box set signed by a lot of people from the cast. And then the Ultimate Edition of the original Evil Dead that Anchor Bay released. That has like 2 different cuts of the movie and a whole bunch of bonus features. The House of 1000 Corpses 20th anniversary set. I'm excited for Devil's Rejects to get its 20th anniversary. The Hostel 1, 2, and 3 UK box set, which is region free. The Paranormal Activity box set. Hello. The Phantasm Sphere Blu-ray collection set, as well as this awesome set here, and that is the Phantasm collection. So I have several editions of certain movies, and this is one of them. Then we have the Predator 4 movie collection. I'm letting a buddy of mine borrow the movies, so I have the slipcase here. Then we have the Puppet Master collection, the Sleeper, a great 2012 slasher movie. This is the DVD and VHS edition. One of the many editions of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre I have. And then we have the Urban Legend Trilogy box set from 88 Films. The Universal Classic Monsters Complete 30 Film Collection on Blu-ray. Then we have the Underworld and the Resident Evil 4K Blu-ray box sets. Alright, now going into the collection. The first one, starting with numbers, is 10 to Midnight, 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, 30 Days of Night, 47 Meters Down, 47 Meters Down Uncaged, 100 Feet, 1408. Going into the A's, we have Abigail, After Midnight, All the Boys Love Mandy Lane, Alice Sweet Alice, Alligator, Aliens on 4K. This is the Alien 3 Legacy cut, which I've talked about in a previous update. The best way to watch the movie. Prometheus, Alien Covenant, not Alien Covenant, Alien Romulus. I do have Alien Covenant and the first Alien movie on 4K in my steelbooks. Alone in the Dark, American Gothic, the original Amityville Horror on 4K from Vinegar Syndrome, and then we have the remake from Scream Factory, and Amityville Curse, which is not technically part of the franchise. It's its own thing, but they call it Amityville. And then we have Amityville The Awakening. We have Annihilation, April Fool's Day, Autopsy of Jane Doe, a remake of And Soon the Darkness, Anaconda, Antlers, Army of the Dead, As Above, So Below, Underrated, as well as Antlers. Those are 2 great movies. The Babysitter, Killer Queen, Bad Dreams, and Visiting Hour. If I have double features, I go with the first movie first. Bad Moon, Barbarian, Basic Instinct 2, and Barbarian is a made-on-demand Blu-ray because we don't have a physical copy of it. Before I Wake, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, Better Watch Out, The Beyond, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Blade, I think it's called Iron Cross. If so many Puppet Master movies. Black Christmas, the original, the out-of-print Canadian Blu-ray Black Christmas. I paid $12 when it was in print, and now it goes for almost $300. And this is a made-on-demand Blu-ray of the unrated cut. Black Phone, The Blair Witch Project. I have so many editions of The Blair Witch Project, but the 1999 movie is easily one of my all-time favorite films. And then we have Blair Witch from 2016, the 1988 film The Blob, and Body of Evidence. Continuing on with the B's, sometimes I'll forget to mention when I get to a letter, but I'll try to remember. We have Blowout with John Travolta and Nancy Allen. Blood Beach, again, another made-on-demand Blu-ray, but super fun 80s horror movie. Blood and Black Lace, Blood Rage, Bloody Birthday, Blue Steel, Body Bags, Body Parts, Body Count, and made-on-demand Blu-ray. Very underrated slasher. The Boogans, The Boogeyman, Bones, The Boy, Breakdown, Breaking In, The Brides of Dracula, The Brood, the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is unopened still, so very out of print. The Burbs, Burnt Offerings, Buried Alive, The Burning, Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker, Cabin Fever, The Call, and then another movie, The Call. Candyman, the first movie, Candyman Farewell to the Flesh, Candyman Day of the Dead, and the Candyman reboot sequel. Cat's Eye, Carnival of Souls, Carrie and the Rage, Carrie 2. I'm definitely going to pick up the 4K of Carrie 2. The 2013 Carrie on 4K. Cat People from the 80s. The Cell, The Changeling, Cherry Falls, Chernobyl Diaries. We have the Child's Play movies on 4K. I do have the original, but it's on Steelbook. That's why it's missing here. But we have Child's Play 2, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, and the reboot, which I love, from 2019. The Chosen, Christmas Evil, Chopping Mall, Class of 1984, Class of 1999, Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield, and Cloverfield Paradox. Clown House, The Collector, The Collection, again, made-on-demand Blu-ray Clown House. Christine, A Clockwork Orange, Cobra, Color Out of Space, Company of Wolves. Then we have some of the Conjuring movies, the Conjuring Universe 7-film collection, and then some of the movies on 4K, The Conjuring 3, The Nun 2. Cobweb, great movie to watch around the fall time. I'll definitely be revisiting that one in the upcoming 2 months. Copycat, the original Crazies, the remake of the Crazies, the remake of Crazy Fat Ethel, directed by my buddy Brian Dorton. Crawl, The Craft, Creepshow on 4K, Creepshow 2, and Just Desserts, the documentary on the first Creepshow. The Crush, Crimson Peak, The Crow 2, City of Angels, Crimes of the Future, Cruising, Cujo, Cursed, and The Cursed from 2022, I believe, or 2023. The Cube, Cure for Wellness, Curtains, Cutting Class, The Cut. Going into the D's, we have Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, The Dark Half, The Dark and the Wicked, Dark City, Dark Shadows, Dark Skies, Darkness Falls, Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 remake, Darkness, Day of the Dead, Dead Calm, Deadly Dreams, Death Spa, Dead Silence, The Dead Zone, Dead Time Stories, Deadly Blessing, Deadly Friend, some Wes Craven back-to-back, Death Becomes Her on 4K, Deep Blue Sea 2 and 3, Deer Camp 86, Deep Star 6, Deep Rising, Demons and Demons 2, Dementia 13, The Dentist Collection, The Devil's Candy, The Devonsville Terror, The Descent Part 2, and The Devil. Continuing on with the D's, we have Diary of the Dead, Digging Up the Marrow, Disturbing Behavior, Doctor Sleep, Dolls, Dolores Claiborne, Dog Soldiers, Don't Breathe 2, the original Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, very underrated movie. This is so good. And then we have the remake, which I loved, so Don't Be Afraid of the Dark from 2011. Don't Go in the Woods Alone, or 2010. It's, over 14 years old. It's crazy. Don't Go in the Woods Alone, Don't Look Now, Don't Panic, Don't Say a Word, Doom Asylum, The Dorm That Drew Blood, Dr. Giggles, Dreamcatcher. Then we have some Dracula movies. The first 6 movies, I believe, are going to be all of Christopher Lee's Dracula movies. So, Horror of Dracula, Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, Taste the Blood of Dracula, Scars of Dracula, Dracula Prince of Darkness, Dracula AD 1972, and The Satanic Rites of Dracula. Then we have Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992 or 91, Dracula Untold, Dracula 2000, Dracula Dead and Loving It. I have horror movie comedies in this collection, so they're just there. Dressed to Kill, The Drop, Eaten Alive, the Tobe Hooper movie, Eight-Legged Freaks, The Entity, Escape Room. This is kind of mixed up, but we have Escape Room 2, Event Horizon, and then Event Horizon again, kind of mixed up. I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray and the 4K. The Evictors, The Evil, Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 2013, and Evil Dead Rise, Army of Darkness. Again, have it on Steelbook. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, The Eyes of Laura Mars, Eyes Wide Shut, Eyes of a Stranger, The Exorcist on 4K, Exorcist II: The Heretic, and The Exorcist 3 on 4K. Exorcism of Emily Rose, Fade to Black, The Fall, The Faculty, The Fan, Fatal Attraction, Fear, Fear No Evil, the first 5 films of the Final Destination movies in a pack, and Final Destination Bloodlines, The Final Girl, Final Exam, The Final Terror, The Final Wish, Fire in the Sky, the original Firestarter and its remake, Firstborn, The First Omen, the original Flatliners, which, by the way, happy birthday to the late Joel Schumacher, Flatliners, Flowers in the Attic, The Fog remake, Forbidden Planet, The Fourth Kind, Frailty, the 1994 movie of Frankenstein, Freaky, The Frighteners, Fright Night Part 2 from 1988. Then we have the You're So Cool, Brewster, the Fright Night documentary. And I do have the original Fright Night on Steelbook. The Fright Night remake, Fright Night 2 Bloodlines, I believe. New Blood. Then we have some Friday the 13th films on 4K from Arrow. We have Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and the Friday the 13th remake. The Camp Crystal Lake documentary, Never Hike Alone, and Never Hike Alone in the Snow, the made-on-demand, or the fan-made movies. Still waiting for my Never Hike Alone 2, by the way. From Dusk Till Dawn, From Hell, Frozen, From Beyond, Funeral Home, The Funhouse, going into the G's again. I'm going to forget to mention some of the letters, but we got The Game, The Gate 2, The Gate 3, not The Gate 3, The Gate 2, The Gate, The Gate 2. Then we had Gerald's Game in 1922, Get Out, Ghost of Mars, Ghost Ship, Ghost Watch, Ghoulies. Then we have an overseas Blu-ray of Ghoulies 1, 2, and 3. The Ginger Snaps trilogy, Ginger Snaps, This is the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Put that there. The Girl on the Train, Girls Night Out, Glass, The Glass House, Gone Girl, Graduation Day, Graveyard Shift, The Grudge, The Grindhouse double feature. And then we have them on separate Blu-rays because these have the extended cuts of Death Proof and Planet Terror, The Guardian, the many editions of Halloween that I have. This is the 35th anniversary digibook, which I'm a part of the Jamie Lee Curtis documentary. You kind of see me sprinkled throughout it. Then we have the original Halloween. This is the first Blu-ray from Anchor Bay. And Halloween 2. I only keep this for the Terror in the Isles documentary. Continuing on with the Halloween movies, we have Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, that really awesome VHS slipcover. Thank you, Brian and Coco, for that. Then we have Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2, the theatrical cuts. We have the director's cuts, which I have these signed by Scout Taylor Compton. This is a great addition because it has that 3-hour documentary on the making of Halloween. And then the unrated cut of Halloween 2, signed by Scout Taylor Compton. These are fan-made cuts of every Halloween movie for my buddy Roy. That's all I'll say. But we have the Mr. Sandman cut of Halloween 1 and 2. Halloween 4, 5, and 6, the Loomis trilogy. Halloween H2O, the Resurrection cut with H2O and Resurrection. This is the ultimate cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. And this is the later films. This is the Halloween H40 Evil Doesn't Die cut, which has 2018 Kills and Ends. I cannot talk. It is the morning, my friends. And then we have the 4K sets of the first 8 Halloween movies. I like to have them together. So we got Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3. I won't pull them out. You know what these look like. Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection. Then we go on to the Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. I have several editions of Happy Birthday to Me. So Happy Birthday to Me, this is the VHS slipcover. Happy Birthday to Me, this is the the Indicator edition. And Happy Birthday to Me, the Kino edition. Happy Death Day to You, Hardware, Hatchet 2, Hatchet 1, Hatchet 2, Hatchet 3, and Victor Crowley, aka Hatchet 4. The Haunting from 1999, The Haunting in Connecticut, The Haunting of Julia, He Knows You're Alone, happy 45th anniversary to that, Hard Eyes, Hellfest, Hell Night, the first 4 Hellraiser movies on 4K, then jumping into some of the later movies. This is a 4-film pack with Bloodlines, Inferno, Hellworld, and Hellseeker. Hellraiser Deader, Hellraiser Revelations, Hellraiser Judgment, and the 2022 or 2021 Hellraiser movie reboot. And that's a made on demand blue. Hereditary, The Hidden, Hide and Go Shriek, The Hills of Eyes remake, and its sequel. Hills of Eyes 3, aka Mind Ripper, really has nothing to do with any of the other Hellraiser movies, but Wes Craven produced it. The Hills Are in Red, the original Hitcher, the remake of the Hitcher, High Tension, Hole, The House at the End of the Street, The House on Sorority Row, Hollow Man 1 and 2, The House of the Devil, House of Wax 3D with Vincent Price, and then we have the 2005 House of Wax, House on Haunted Hill, The Howling on 4K, The Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf on 4K, and Howling 3. The Hunt, Humanoids from the Deep, Hush, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I Know Who Killed Me, Identity, Idle Hands, Inferno, The Initiation, The Innocents, In the Mouth of Madness, Intruder from 1988 or 89, great slasher. Insidious 2, 3, The Last Key, and The Red Door. I do have the first one on 4K Steelbook. Overlord, Pacific Heights, Pandorium, A Perfect Getaway, People Under the Stairs, The Invisible Man, Insomnia, Intruder, The Innkeepers, Interview with a Vampire, The Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 78, 79, the 2004 Invasion movie, or 2005, It Follows, Jack and Diane, kind of a Magnolia Pictures film. Jack Frost 2, Jaws, the Jaws sequels, all on 4K. Jeepers Creepers 2, Jennifer's Body, John Dies at the End, Joyride, Just Before Dawn, Killer Movie, Killer Party, Knock at the Cabin, Krampus, the Naughty Cut, Lady in Water, Laid to Rest 1 and 2, The Last Exorcism, Last House on the Left, the remake, Last Night in Soho, The Last Voyage of the Dementor, The Lazarus Effect, Lake Placid, Land of the Dead, the Leprechaun Complete Movie Collection, and Leprechaun Returns, The Legend of Hell House, Leviathan, and Life. Continuing on with the L's, we have Lights Out, The Lift, Life Force, Lisa Frankenstein, Long Legs, The Lord of Illusion, The Lost Boys, then its sequels, The Tribe and The Thirst. The Thirst. Thirst is the third movie. Lost After Dark, Lover's Lane, Ma, Madman on 4K, the original Maniac, and the remake. Maniac Cop, this is the Synapse edition. And then I have the Arrow edition. Different bonus features on both of them, so that's why I have two different editions of that movie. Maniac Cop 2 and 3, Badge of Silence on 4K from Umbrella. Marrowbone, Mayhem, Malignant, Meg 1 and 2, Megan. This is on 4K, but I kept the Blu-ray slipcover. Men, Midsummer, Memoirs of an Invisible Man, Misery. This is a made-on-demand Blu-ray, but we need something proper of this. Like, this movie deserves more love. That's the midnight hour. I'm so excited to watch that during the October Halloween season. Midnight Movie, Mikey, Mimic, Mirror Mirror. This is from 1990. Great movie there. Mirrors and Mirrors 2, The Mist, The Monkey, Monkey Shines, Monster Squad, Mortuary. We have Mother's Day, the 2011-2012 remake. The Mortuary Collection, great anthology there. Really like that one. Motel Hell, My Soul to Take, The Munsters, Rob Zombie's The Munsters. The Mutilator, My Boyfriend's Back, the original My Bloody Valentine, and the 2009 movie My Bloody Valentine 3D with that cool slipcover. Valentine's Day Bluff, this was a fan-made sequel to the original. Pretty fun movie. My Demon Lover, Near Dark, Needful Things, The Nest, New Year's Evil, The New Kids, Nightbreed, The Night House, Night School, Night Swim. Then we have Night of the Living Dead, George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, and then Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead. Cannot wait for the 4K Steelbook. Night of the Comet, Night of the Creeps. This is the Blu-ray of Night of the Creeps. And then I found, for a pretty good price, the slipcover, which I put the 4K in there because my 4K did not come with the slipcover. So I'm happy I actually tracked this down and it worked out. So, and that looks great on 4K. I love that 4K. Night of the Demons on 4K. Then we have Night of the Demons 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. Great releases of all three movies. The Night of the Demons remake, Night Beach, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original movie on 4K. I just pre-ordered the standard box set with all 7 movies on 4K. Then we have all 7 movies on Blu-ray, which I will not get rid of this because this is signed on the inside. And then I can probably get rid of this at some point. This is the uncut version of Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. This is a burned Blu-ray or made on demand Blu-ray. The 4K 5 is coming with both cuts. Very excited about that. First time that Part 5 is being released pretty much unrated. I think there's an overseas VHS somewhere, but I think that's really cool that we're getting the uncut version. Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy documentary. Awesome documentary. Nightmare Sisters, Nope. This is Nosferatu the Vampire from the 70s. I picked that up at Walmart. I'm noticing Walmart is getting Scream Factory releases. So I just saw somebody posted that Once Bitten and Love at First Bite is now at Walmart. So if you don't have that, I recommend it. But then we have Nosferatu from last year. Last year. Absolutely loved it. Oculus, One Dark Night. And this is the edition that is at Walmart now. I love Once Bitten. I still have not seen Love at First Bite, but I grew up with Once Bitten, and this was something to definitely own when it came out. And now you can get it at Walmart. Dario Argento's opera, Open Water 1, 2, and 3, Orphan Kills, The Others, Ouija, and Ouija Origin of Evil. Then we have the Pet Sematary documentary, the Unearthed and Untold documentary, Pet Sematary, the original on 4K, Pet Sematary 2, Pet Sematary, the remake on 4K, and Pet Sematary Bloodlines, which I loved. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. Then we have the Pennywise, the Story of It documentary, and I do have all the It movies, the original made-for-TV movie, the reboot, and the sequel on Steelbook. Phenomena, Phone Booth, Phantoms, Phantom of the Opera with Robert Englund, great movie. Phantom of the Paradise, Pieces, Piranha on 4K, the original, Piranha 2 The Spawning, the remake of Piranha, and its sequel, Piranha DD. Play Misty for Me, Poltergeist 1 and 2 on 4K, Poltergeist 3 on Blu-ray. I'd love to get that on 4K if that ever gets released. The remake of Poltergeist, The Possession, the Patisky tapes. Cannot talk. Poughkeepsie tapes. There we go. Pray for the Devil, Prince of Darkness, Psycho, Prison, Prophecy 1, 2, 3, and I think, is it all of them? I think it's Prophecy 1, 3, The Awakening, and Forsaken. So I don't think it has 2, but I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest, of those movies, so a friend of mine just gave that to me. The Prodigy, Prom Night, Hello Mary Lou, Prom Night 2, Prom Night 3 and 4. I know we're getting those from Synapse. Those are made on demand Blu-rays, The Prowler, oh, and then the Prom Night remake, The Prowler, and Psycho Beach Party. All right, everybody, we have 2 more shelves. I'm already getting tired, you could probably tell. But we have Pulse, Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings, the first 4 Purge movies on Blu-ray, then Forever Purge, Quarantine, Queen of the Damned, A Quiet Place Part 2. I do have the other Quiet Place movie on Steelbook, Rawhead Rex, Reanimator, Bride of Reanimator, and Beyond Reanimator, Ready or Not, Red Eye, Red Riding Hood, The Reef, The Relic, Repo the Genetic Opera, The Reckoning. Is that right? It's a shark movie with Alicia Silverstone. I've yet to watch it. Rent-A-Pal. Then we have Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. Then we have Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I do have the original on Steelbook. And Return of the Living Dead Part 3. And then the great More Brains documentary, this is an overseas Blu-ray. The Riddick Complete Collection, so all 3 Riddick movies so far. I think they're making a 4th one. Road Games, Rockula, which is a horror movie comedy. The Roommate, Rosemary's Baby, The Ruins, something I just added to the collection, Rumpelstiltskin, which I got at Walmart. So pretty cool that Walmart's carrying stuff like this. That is a super fun movie from the 90s. Rush Week, a great slasher movie that no one talks about. Saltburn, Salem's Lot, the original. I also have a steelbook of it. Have several editions of that movie. And then we have Return to Salem's Lot. Satanic Panic. We have the Saw collection. So Saw. Got these mixed up. So we have Saw, Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5, Saw 6, Saw the Final Chapter. All those are unrated. I do have the original Saw on 4K Steelbook. I'm debating on getting the rest. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I love the Steelbook designs, but if I'm going to pay the money, I want the unrated cuts on 4K. I understand if they can't do it, though. It just, I don't know if it's worth paying that much for. So, we'll see. Never say never. Jigsaw. Spiral, the book of Saw. And then Saw X. Savage Streets. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Then we have Scream. This is just a fan-made slipcover, but this is the unrated cut on Blu-ray. Again, made on demand Blu-ray, but still great to have the unrated cut. Then we have Scream, Scream 2, and Scream 3 on 4K. Scream 4, I love this slipcover from a couple years ago on Blu-ray, and then I have Scream 5 and 6 on Steelbook. Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street, a documentary about Mark Patton, who played Jesse from Nightmare on Elm Street 2. The Seduction, Serial Mom, Serpent and the Rainbow, Session 9, The Sentinel, and Secret Windows. See No Evil, The Shallows, Shark Night, The Shining miniseries. Shivers, Shockwaves, Shocker, Shudder, Shutter Island, Slaughter High, The Slayer, Sleepy Hollow, Signs, Silent Rage, The Silence of the Lambs on 4K, and this is the Hannibal Lecter collection with Manhunt, Silence of the Lambs, and Hannibal. Silent House, Silent Madness, Silent Hill, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. This is the 4K of the original. Then we have the Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, 4, and 5 collection. This is a great set with all of them. And we have Silent Night. This is the first remake or reboot. I know we're getting another one, but I love this movie. I think it's great. I've been a big fan of it since it first came out. Silent Scream, Sinister 1 and 2, Silver Bullet, Single White Female, Sinners, The Sixth Sense, Skyline, Slaughterhouse Rock, and Hard Rock Zombies. I put it with Slaughterhouse Rock. Then we have Sleepaway Camp on Blu-ray, and then Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 on 4K. I've not watched 3 on 4K yet, but I love the transfer for 2. Sleepwalkers, Sleeping with the Enemy, Slither, The Sleeper. I talked about this one with the DVD VHS set, but this is the same movie, just on Blu-ray. So, love that movie. Slumber Party Massacre 1 and 2 on 4K. And Slumber Party Massacre 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. I don't know where 3 is on 4K, but maybe one day we'll get it. I love those movies. I love all 3 of them. Smile and Smile 2. Society, Sometimes They Come Back. Made on demand Blu-ray. But we have Sometimes They Come Back Again and Sometimes They Come Back for More. Someone's Watching Me, Sorority Babes of the Slime Ballerama, Sorority House Massacre on 4K. It looks great. And then we have a main-on-demand Blu-ray of Sorority House Massacre 2 and 3. And 3 is also aka The Prey, I think. I think it's called The Prey. I call it 3. I think it's called The Prey. I could be wrong. No, I think it's called Hard Bodies. Let me check this real quick. I had to pause this real quick. Alright, it is called Hard to Die, aka Slumber Party Massacre 3. Sorority Row, that's the remake of House on Sorority Row. I hear we're getting a sequel. I would love that. I love that remake. Speak No Evil with James McAvoy. Species 2 on 4K, both of them on 4K. Species 3 and Species The Awakening on Blu-ray. Split, Spiral, an Adam Green movie, and Joel David Moore movie. Love it. That is so good. Splatter University, Sphere, Stay Alive, The Stand from 1994, and then The Stand from 2001, pretty disappointing miniseries, and Stage Fright, which, let me tell you, this is one awesome movie. I just absolutely love that film. I would get that on 4K in a heartbeat if they release it. Alright, we are down to the last shelf, and we're continuing on with the S's. So we have the Stepfather original movie on 4K. These are made on demand Blu-rays. You can call them burn Blu-rays, but Stepfather 2, where is that on Blu-ray? And then where is Stepfather 3 on Blu-ray? Those are, again, made on demand Blu-rays or burn Blu-rays, whatever you want to call them. I want them on physical media, so I'll get them any way I can. Then we have the Stepfather remake, which I thought was pretty good. Then we have The Strangers Pray at Night, and Strangers Chapter 1. I rewatched Chapter 1. It wasn't as bad as I remember it being. So, looking forward to the second one. Not hyping myself up any means, but I will definitely watch it. Sunshine. Then we have Subspecies 1, Subspecies 2, and Subspecies 3. They just announced 4, and then I will get 5 as well. The Substance, Survival of the Dead, Suspiria, the Argento movie on 4K. I also have an awesome steelbook, but I'll show that off later. Suspiria, the remake, right there. Love that remake. Swamp Thing and Return to Swamp Thing, Sweeney Todd, Sweet 16, underrated slasher movie from the 80s, Swim Fan, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Then we have Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, and Bordello Blood. Then we have the 60s version of Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. Tales from the Hood, Talk to Me, The Taking of Deborah Logan, The Temp, Tenebrae, Terrifier 1, 2, and 3, Terror Within 1 and 2, Terror Train, Twice Dead, and we got some Texas Chainsaw Massacre goodness. Some new additions I just added to the collection, but we have two different 4Ks of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So we have the Dark Sky edition, which is more like a grindhouse style version of the film. And this still has the grain that you love, but it is a little bit more cleaned up. I like this one slightly better. This is the slipcover for the Scream Factory release, but if you take this off, which I gotta shake this, I'm all doing this with one hand, we have the Vinegar Syndrome release. I love the slipcover for 2 of the Scream Factory slipcover, but I'm glad to have this on 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. So I'll put that there for right now. Then we have Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, The Next Generation, the remake and the beginning. Just got these on 4K from Arrow. Have not watched them yet, but I'm glad to have them. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or Texas Chainsaw 3D, Leatherface, and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2022. Made on demand Blu-ray again. We don't have that on physical media, so I'm grabbing that so I can own it. I love that movie, by the way. Underrated. The Tide That Binds, The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, To All a Good Night, 13 Ghosts, To Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder documentary. I love that documentary. Tom at the Farm, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, the original, and its sequel, reboot, whatever you want to call it. Love that movie. Touch of Evil, Trapped Alive, Trimmers. What's going to go down as one of my favorite releases of the year, Trick or Treat from 1986. And another great release, I think from last year, but still fantastic. Trick or Treat. Not or, but Trick or Treat. However you want to pronounce Trick or Treat. There we go. From 2007, 2009. Whatever year you want to, call that movie. But I love that anthology film. Trilogy of Terror 1 and 2, Truth or Dare, Tourist Trap, Trapped Alive. And we have The Triangle, Truly Madly, a Brian Doran movie. Twilight Zone, the movie, Unforgettable, Unlawful Entry, The Unholy, Unhinged, Underwater, Upgrade, Urban Legends, Final Cut, Us, Valentine, Vamp, John Carpenter's Vampires on 4K. Vampire in Brooklyn, the 90s version of The Vanishing, which I love that remake. Venom, which is a great slasher from 2005. Vertigo, VFW, Videodrome, The Village, Village of the Damned, John Carpenter's Village of the Damned, Virus, The Ward, Waxwork, and the Waxwork 1 and 2, and Warlock, the collection. We Are Still Here, What Lies Beneath on 4K. That's fantastic release of this year. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, When a Stranger Calls Back, The Wicker Man from the 70s, Willow Creek, Winchester, The Wishmaster Collection, The Wind, Witchboard 2, Witch Trap, The Witch on 4K, Wolf, The Woman in the Window, Woman in Black 1 and 2, The Wolfman, The Wrath, or The Wraith, and then The Wolfman is from 2009. Wrong Turn 1 through 5 and its reboot, X-Ray / Schizoid. Then we have the Maxine or X trilogy, so X, Pearl, and Maxine, Zodiac, Zombie High. Then we have Innocent Blood, Body Snatchers from '93, Hunger, and Wolfen. These are a bunch of double features. Sorry, the camera's going to be shaky a little bit. We have Darkness Again and Below, or just Darkness. I have it on Scream Factory Blu-ray. The Night Listener and Benefit of the Doubt. Not really horror movies, but they're witches, so I add them in the collection. But we have Practical Magic and The Witches of Eastwick. 7, Insomnia and Devil's Advocate. House of Wax, Return to House on Haunted Hill, and Ghost Ship. I keep it for Return to the House on Haunted Hill. That is a long title, my friends, and it is still in the morning. And then Queens of Scream. This is I Know We Did Last Summer, Vacancy, and When a Stranger Calls. I own it for Vacancy and When a Stranger Calls, and that is the 05 reboot. So that is my 4K and Blu-ray collection as far as horror movies and thrillers go. I know I did it differently than my last two, but let me tell you guys, I am getting old, and it is hard to get up and down, moving the collection from the shelves to the desk. So I hope you enjoyed this still, and I have a lot more, as you can see, horror movies and 4Ks on scary movies on Blu-ray and 4K. There we go. And so I thought this would be the easiest way to do it. And I kind of like this style a little bit more than what I was doing. So, but I hope you enjoyed it. This is the kickoff to spooky season. 2 months of spooky related videos, my friends. Like, my channel's pretty much horror movie based. I talk about physical media, but, you know, all around it's about horror movies. But there's something about spooky season and making videos around that time that just feels right. So for the next 2 months, September and October, you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff from me, my friends. Live streams, videos, whatever it may be. I hope you enjoy it. And after that, in November, we'll continue on with my other collection videos. We'll see if I do those at the desk or not. But again, this was a lot, and I wanted to get it all in one video. So, as always, y'all are awesome, you all rock. And with the positive out with the negative, I'll talk to you later. And much love to you all. Bye.